Hey friends, today's video is going to revolve around homeschooling. We are a homeschool family if you don't already know that about us. And with school coming back soon, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of families are trying to right now make the decision, do we go to public school? Can we afford private school? Is there a private school in our area close by? Do we homeschool? What do we do? And there may be many reasons why you might be considering homeschool. There are a lot of homeschoolers who homeschool for various reasons. They are not all the same reason. Some people, they move around all the time. Maybe they're a military family. Maybe one of the parents' jobs takes them all over the country at a moment's notice and they have to pack up and move. Maybe that's why they homeschool. It's just easier to keep a consistency with the kids rather than you starting a new school every 3 months or whatever. It may be that you homeschool for religious reasons. It could be that you homeschool because you have a special needs child. It could be that you homeschool because you disagree with the curriculum in the public school setting. It could be many different reasons why families homeschool. A long time ago, 20, 30 years ago, it was a stereotype that homeschoolers were weird, that you had to wear a denim jumper and you had to have farm animals and make your own food and grow your own gardens and canning and all of these things, and you didn't socialize with anybody else, that they were just strange and all these things. That's not true, okay? I promise you, you do not have to have a denim jumper to homeschool. So today's video is not in any way trying to convince you that you need to homeschool. If you choose to have your children go to public school, I am not judging you. Sometimes private school is the best option for a particular family's situation. And if that's you, then that's great that you had that opportunity, and we are not judging you. This is in no way trying to convince you that you should homeschool. All I'm wanting to do in this video is help you, if at all possible, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you're trying to decide, can I do this? Is this even feasible for me and my family? What all is involved in homeschooling? All I can speak from is my experience, our experience as a homeschooling family, and tell you how we do it, and then let you draw your own conclusions as to how would that or would that not apply in your own personal situation. And I'm making this because people have come to me and asked, look, we're thinking about it. We're contemplating homeschooling. We never thought we would ever be a homeschool family or even contemplate it. But I know you do it. How do you do it? Would you mind answering some questions? And I'm an open book. I am not going to tell you that we sit here and we are perfect. We have our days, okay? All homeschoolers do, and that is normal. So be aware, you will have those days. It is not easy, but Jason feels it's completely worth it. So we're gonna back up this video. I'm gonna do the unboxing of when we get our curriculum in, and then we're gonna go school shopping, and then we're gonna come right back here, and I'm gonna show you the school haul, the school supplies haul that we got, how much we got, and that maybe will help give you a little bit of an idea as far as back to school shopping, how we can save money there, what curriculum we use, how we go about using it, things along that line. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below, and I will do my very best to answer them as best I know how. But just know, there may be questions that I don't have the answers to, because like I said, every situation is completely different. If you're contemplating it, please don't give up on the idea. This is probably the most rewarding thing, other than obeying the gospel, and then choosing my husband, who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, second, and third, deciding to have children in the first place. I would say number 4 most important decision I have ever made that I do not regret making is the decision to homeschooling. So I hope this helps. We have spent all day yesterday getting this room ready. This is our schoolroom / guest room that we do our schoolwork in. Today, we just got the delivery for our curriculum. They're workbooks for the curriculum for this school year. Yesterday, I went through all of our supplies, went through crayons, markers, pencils, erasers, dry erase, highlighters, paper, binders, all of it. to see what can we reuse this year, what needs to be trashed, what needs to be bought, what things we don't need. So I wrote all that out so that we can start our school supply shopping. So I thought I would start with the unboxing of the curriculum so that you can see what we use. I do get a lot of questions from friends, family members, and then friends and family members of family members and friends, as far as what we use for school. So So we use the Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool Curriculum. It is free to use. Sorry for the shaking. It is free to use. You do have the option to donate to them. So I would recommend that you do that. And another way you can support them is you can buy the workbooks. Now they have it to where you can each lesson each day. And if there's a worksheet for it, you can just print it off. If you want to just print it off at home with your paper, your ink, and then you could do it that way. Just print each day's worksheets as you go. Or you could do like I prefer. Not only does it support them, but it makes things a whole lot easier around here. I'm not buying printer ink, which everybody knows is crazy expensive, and paper, which is not cheap. And then you have to keep up with them some kind of way, which means, are you hole punching them and putting them in a binder? How are you keeping up with them and not having paper just everywhere? So they opt workbooks like pre-bound. It's already printed and bound. So this is what we do every year, and it is a huge time saver and money saver. So this is, Bailey this year has, they have combined the language arts and the reading together into one course this year for the 8th grade, and they call it Literature and Composition 1. So this is just the reader lessons. This is just the books. So the books and the plays that she will be reading are in these this year. So she has like this. So instead of having to go out and find and buy all those books, they've already done it for me and printed them in these. So let's see, this is Colson's Math. They have a new math course this year for 5th and 6th graders. Physics and chemistry, the printables. We're doing physics and chemistry for science this year. And so like these are their worksheets. So instead of printing this off and then having to keep up with it, it's just already in the workbook. And then here is his language arts printables, worksheets. Algebra quizzes for Bailey. She's not excited about that. Language arts workbook for Bailey. So these are going to be the worksheets that go with this. And then history and science all go together. So you pick a theme each year, and there are 4 themes. I think it's modern history, ancient history, early American history, and geography and cultures. So last year we did geography and cultures. This year we are doing modern history, and then that determines your science as well. So last year was geography and cultures, and then the science that went with that was earth science. And so this year it's modern history and physics and chemistry. Not my favorite. But it's levels 5 through 8, and he's in 5th grade and she's in 8th grade. So they are going to have the exact same worksheets for science and chemistry. Okay, and then this is lessons 1 through 90 of the reader for her. So she's got lessons 1 through 90 and 91 through 180. So this is just the reading portion, what she has to read. And then here is her language arts workbook to go along with that. And then she has literature and composition vocabulary workbook as well this year. So she's prepping for high school this year. Cannot believe we will have a high schooler next school year. And then she has algebra quizzes. She will have a modern history printable, one of these as well. And then Colson this year has his math workbook, and then his language arts printables workbook, his history and his science. So because I now know what science, physics, chemistry, we're going to be doing like periodic table, chemical reactions, acid and bases, density, electromagnets, Earth's magnetic field, ionic bonds, Newton's law of motion, simple machines, there's like a game in here, experiments, yay. Now I know what sort of supplies I'm probably going to need, but I can go ahead through all these different experiments and scroll ahead in the lessons and see what supplies we're going to need for science and add them to my list. And then the same with history. Is there any books? Is there any, see there's like a book report, the Wright brothers, World War I, a news article, the Great Depression, which this year probably is probably going to be a really good study for us this year with the economy the way it is. Let's see, maps, political cartoons, Pearl Harbor, World War II, Martin Luther King Jr. Let's see, there's notebooking pages, current events, and then also in the back they have music. Also, the history, the science are like a theme. They go together. And then also the included in that is, if you choose to do those courses, is music, art, and PE/health. So those, like the music will stem from around this time period, and the art will as well, so that it's almost like a unit study, but it's not. So and then it's just a revolving, every 4 years you just keep coming right back to it. So 3 years from now we will do this one again, but he'll be older, she'll be her senior year in high school, junior or senior, so it'll be a little more in-depth for her, and so on and so forth. So obviously a kindergartner level is not going to be this involved, but a 5th grade or an 8th grade is going to be more involved, if that makes any sense. So that's why you just keep doing the same ones over and over every 4 years. So that's the curriculum that we use. Like I said, it is free to use. They don't charge you any money, but you can donate to them. And then buying all of these books helps to support them as well. So now that we have our schoolroom cleaned up and organized, and I have my list based off of what's in here, then I kind of have a starting point as to what do I need to buy. I don't need to go buy 2 boxes of crayons and 5 boxes of Kleenex and so on and so forth like the public school students do. We don't need that. I don't need to buy Clorox wipes and hand sanitizer, things of that nature. I don't need flash drives for a 1st grader and so on and so forth. I just need to know, what do I still have? I have a ton of crayons. We still have a ton of markers that are perfectly good. We don't need new ones. Tape, that kind of a thing. We do need glue. We're almost out of glue. We're probably going to need poster boards for experiments, things like that, or reports. And then I let the kids determine, do they want to, they'll have their workbook for each subject. And then in the past, we have done one of these. I just let them pick whatever color they want, and then they get to decorate the front, and then they'll write history, and they'll have their history workbook and their history notebook, because some of the lessons will say, get a piece of paper, write the date on it, and number it from 1 to whatever, and they'll want you to write something on just a clean piece of paper. Well, in order to keep up with that, to where I don't have paper just everywhere, and it's not in this, I can make them do a notebook. So this year, I gave them the choice of, do you want 4 separate notebooks, 1 for math, 1 for language arts, history, and science, or do you want a binder with dividers and notebook paper? Because they're older, they're not 1st grade, kindergarten, 2nd, 3rd grade anymore, so they feel like big kids. It makes them feel a little more in control of things and so forth. So I think this year, that's what both of them want to do. They want to have a binder with dividers instead of 4 of these. And it also makes it easier when we travel. I tell them to my parents' house or his parents' house, or if we decide we just want to go on a trip on a whim, we can always just they can grab their backpack, they can put their notebooks and their binder in the backpack, and take school in the car and take it wherever we need to go. So it's a lot easier that way. This is what we had last year. So here's Colson's for last year. So he had his language arts workbook, and you see he's just torn it all to pieces. This is what we had for history, and then this is what we had for science. And then here's his math. And then there's Bailey's from this past school year. And then I did away with the little notebooks. So you could do it however you want. Customize it for you and your family, however you need it to work for you. If you don't want to do all of the subjects through Easy Peasy, you could just do history through them, or you could just do math, or you could do math and science, or language arts and history, or just music. However you want to do it, you can completely customize it. They also have other courses like thinking, computer, add in foreign languages, also have Bible, and Bible also is in with the theme with the history, science, music, art, PE, and Bible. So I haven't looked, I think it's prophetic books this time. So I don't typically go by their workbooks or the assignments for Bible. What I do is whatever the lesson is, whatever the passage is for that day, we read it and then we discuss it. That's how we do the Bible. We are gonna go and see if any stores have school supplies out. It's gonna be the garage, Jason's home. We will be going shopping, so stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna get some school supplies. I've got a list. I have some idea of what we need. So we are stopping at Walmart because we need to grab milk, and I'm gonna get some school supplies. So here are some. So this is what we're gonna get. All right, 87 cents. We do the wide ruled right now, not college ruled, because they're learning to write on notebook paper. I'm gonna grab 3 of these. These are 35 cents for 1 subject notebooks. This is typically what we get to use. Like they'll have 1 for history, 1 for science, 1 for math, 1 for language arts. But we're gonna do the binders this year, is what they decided. So typically we do that, and I'll let them choose what color they want, and they get to decorate the front however they want. But we don't need them. But for 35 cents, I always grab just some for me to have around the house to use for whatever I need, like scratch paper for. All right, we do need glue, and these are 54 cents for the Elmer's brand. Just grab, I think we have part of one at home. Just 2 is probably good. Okay, also are the Ticonderoga pencils we need. This is a 12 count. Yeah, 12 count. We're gonna grab some of these for $3. I'm gonna grab 2 of those. All right, Bailey, do you want this pack?
Sure.
It has a pink in it. Or do you want like all black?
I don't want all black.
Okay, well it looks like that's probably the only option. You want that one?
Yeah.
It has the eraser in it?
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna put those back. Alright, so this one for Colson, because he needs the eraser. The cleaning spray we can use for the big one. Bailey's got those. Okay, Bailey is gonna get this calculator this year. Sorry, it's not any fun colors. Colson, you can have one of those kind.
I want this one.
Okay, you can have one of those kind this year. Do you want the jumbo one or those little ones? Pick one.
I want this one.
Okay.
Because it has a pizza and a bird.
This would have cookies. Alright. 47 cents for cap erasers. Let's get cap erasers. Alright, Bailey, you've got these dividers, and Colson. You got these dividers that are the different colors. Then there's these dividers that you can like write on them, or I guess you can't write on them. And then what are these down here? Look at these down here. These have pockets on them, so they're kind of a cross between a folder and a divider with a fun design. How many are in that? 8?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's the ones right next to them. And then there's these over here. Which ones do you like?
I want these.
You want those?
Yes.
Okay.
5 tab dividers.
Yeah, and they have pockets on them. All right, Colson, come pick your divider that you would probably like. There's these just colorful ones, and they have pockets. Or there's these that are just clear, and the tabs are colored. You want those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are yours. I need sticky notes that are this size, not the big size. Sticky note. Hopefully, I put the focus here so you could see what I'm doing here, so you just won't see my face through these next few shots. All right, the first thing that helps me and my family is to stay organized, okay? And if you know me, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I like the Happy Planner system. This is my regular, everyday catch-all planner. It has all of our plans for what's going on in our lives. And then I have another one set up for social media, for my YouTube channel, Instagram, that sort of a thing, so that I'm not bulking up this planner. And then I have one for meal planning. Now, you don't have to do all these different planners. This is just what works for me. The meal planning, you've seen those videos before where I plan out our dinners and the grocery lists and things like that. And then I have the school, our homeschool planner. It's just the school all by itself. This is last year's. So we have our attendance log, different things, notes, and then each month, August, September, October, November, so on and so forth. I will write things in here like doctor appointments, field trips, if we're going to be going out of town for something, so that that information from here is into here if that information affects our schoolwork. So if I have a doctor's appointment at 2:30 in the afternoon, I need to know that in here so that I can arrange our school day around the doctor's appointment, if that makes sense. Or if we're going to be leaving town on a Thursday evening and go out of town to, say, my parents' house or his parents' house for the weekend, then I need to know that so that we can go ahead and get Friday's schoolwork done ahead of time before we leave. Or if we're not coming home till Monday, I know I need to either work ahead and get all the way through Monday done, so on and so forth. So this is last year's, and Happy Planner doesn't really have a homeschool planner. But last school year, for the first time, they came out with the extension pack that is specifically for homeschool. It is called the Homeschool Calendar Extension. Okay, but I waited until they put them on clearance, and I got them at on the clearance section, I think at Michael's. And it's just 4 months at a time. So I grabbed a bunch of them and I customized it to how I needed it in here. But I grabbed 2 packets, or maybe 3, I don't remember. But this is what was left over, is a whole pack unopened. And then here's what's left. I just stuck it all back in here. So the first thing I will do before we start school is set up my homeschool planner, so that I am ready and I know what we have going on. Now, let's get our school supplies out. So you saw me at Walmart. I just grabbed some composition spiral notebooks, the one subject, just because they were 35 cents or 37 cents. I like to just keep them over here because I use them for, you know, just jotting stuff down. We grabbed notebook paper. Plus, we have some notebook paper still from last year that we haven't used, so I didn't get a lot. Ticonderoga Pencils. Got 1 box for each of them. We have this little thing, and I have it all sorted out. They can choose every week in their pencil pouch. They will get 3 of these. They can choose 1 fun, like everyday print. And then they can choose 1 seasonal, whether it's Christmas, Halloween, springtime, back to school, you know, whatever they want to choose for seasonal. 1 seasonal, 1 fun everyday one, and 3 good ones, because these break all the time. And that's it. That way they have 5 pencils to use all week. And then at the end of the week on Friday, they can switch out these if they want to switch out to new ones. and they sharpen everything to be ready for Monday. I highly suggest, if you're homeschooling, invest in a pencil sharpener. This one, I mean, it is electric. I just unplugged it so you could see. It just comes off, dump it out, and it works great. I think I spent like $10 on it, but one pencil sharpener, and you don't have to buy all those little teeny tiny ones every single year. Then we've got, each kid has their own small dry erase board for their desk to work on. Colson needed a new eraser. Bailey still has hers. I needed this for the big board that we use as our classroom board, and he needed markers. So we just got this whole kit. This is what he picked because these are the markers he wanted. That's his markers, his eraser, and I got that. Bailey picked those markers because she wanted those colors. I needed this size sticky notes because I have plenty of these, but this is all I have left of this size. So I needed those for my planner. We needed glue. They each got to pick a pack of fun erasers because I always let them get a thing of fun erasers. These are those ones that they come apart like little puzzles. This is what Colson picked because of the pizza. And then Bailey picked something else, but she's already opened hers. And then we needed some cap erasers. Bailey needed a new calculator. And this is going to be the first year I'm going to allow Colson to start using a calculator, so he gets to start off just like she did. She had this same calculator the last 2 years, and hers was pink. It's not the greatest. It was like a 99-cent calculator, but he thinks it's cool. And then we got the dividers, because like I said, in years past, we did these for each subject, but now we're going to do these in a great big binder. So let's put it all away. In this pencil box, we put all the erasers, all the cap erasers, these kind of erasers. These all we got from Dollar Tree last year. They're scented. I don't know. This one, he had a pink and blue, or blue and green one, and it broke. So there's no need to buy erasers if you still have plenty. And then these are the ones they got at Walmart yesterday. These are hers. These are his. So we're going to put these in here as well. And each week, they get to choose one fun eraser to go in their pencil bag with their pencils and a pencil gripper as well. And then they can change it out to a different fun eraser when they change out their pencils at the end of the week. Okay, Colson's is all set up. He has his highlighters over here. Inside this pencil pouch, he has a cap eraser. Well, actually two, because this is one of his erasers that was fun. He chose the Shark, which is also a cap eraser, a green pencil grip, and then on the big part, he has his 3 Ticonderogas, a fun one, and a seasonal, which he chose back to school. And then he has his dividers. He has his language arts section and notebook paper. Math, I let him write them. Science section and his history section. So now he has this already instead of a bunch of spiral notebooks. And then this is going to go on his desk. Zip it up. And then he has his workbooks. Math, language arts, physics and chemistry for science, and modern history for history. He has his dry erase markers and eraser there. We need to get staples and tape, and we still need rulers for the two of them. I forgot rulers. And then these things will stack right here. And then inside his drawer, he has his headphones for when he's watching videos that he needs to watch. He's got his Bible, notepads, a bookmark that I made him, and his new calculator, like fraction thing, bunch of stuff in there. So this is Colson's desk, and except for a ruler, he is ready to go. Okay, here are Bailey's. She has gone through and put her dividers, notebook paper in here. And her dividers have pockets. So she has one, I think that might be for science and history. This one is math. So she's got a pocket and a divider and we made her a square roots little sheet last year. She moved over. I need to run this through the laminator. She's got some notebook paper, and then this divider is graph paper back here in the back. So she's got her math notebook here. Then this one is going to be history and science. And that means this one is going to be language arts. And so she's got her pencil pouch here, and I will have her do the same thing. We will put the 3 Ticonderoga pencils. She will get to pick a fun one and a seasonal one if she wants to. A pencil gripper, a fun eraser, and a cap eraser. All will go in here, and we will switch those out every Friday. And then this is going to be her language arts paper and a folder. We got this Lisa Frank folder and binder last year at Walmart. She was so excited about that. So we're going to continue using that this year. We still have 2 other packs of paper when we need those. And then Bailey's desk is here. And she's using this little rocking chair as like a bookshelf, where she is going to stack all of the binders and her notebooks, her workbooks in here. So she's got her algebra quizzes, the math thing I got at Sam's for a reference for her 2 readers for language arts, her workbook, and her vocabulary workbook for language arts. And then she's got over here is her history and science. And then her dry erase board. Colson is currently using his dry erase board in his room. And then that's how she's using hers. And then up here, she's got her some more pens and pencils and things, dry erase, and her little fun erasers. So next up for a ruler, she's ready to go. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you found something in this video that you found to be helpful, that you found to be informative, that's maybe a little bit encouraging if you are thinking of doing a homeschooling. Like I said, it is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for everyone, just like parenting. But you can do it. If you are doubting yourself at all, please don't. God gave those children to you, okay? He did not give them to your family members. He did not give them to your friends. He did not give them to the state or the city. He gave those babies to you, mom and dad. You can do it. And if that is what is best for you and for your children, then do it. You can. It will be hard, but it can be done. There are single parents who work 40-hour jobs and their kids do their homeschooling in the evenings after they get home. Or maybe their kids are in high school and they can stay home and basically take themselves through the lessons, and mom and dad are there in the evenings to help them out. For whatever the reason is that you're considering homeschooling, whether it is the curriculum, whether it is school security, maybe you're afraid for your child's safety within the school walls, bullying, all kinds of things. Whether it's that, whether it's you move around a lot, whether it's you have out-of-town responsibilities, whether it's your job, whether it's family that needs your help, maybe you just want flexibility. Whatever the reason is, they're all valid. You don't need an excuse. You just need simply the will to do it, the desire to do it, and you need an umbrella school that you will register through so that the government knows that you are registered in a school somewhere. That's what they call an umbrella school. And then you will come up with your curriculum. Now, I do not know what the requirements are for the state in which you live. I know what they are for where I live. I would strongly suggest that you look that up as far as your state requirements, whether that require testing, whether that requires you write a letter of intent to homeschool, if you have to get personal references, I don't know. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you look that up for where you live and then go from there. See if there are homeschoolers in your area. There might be co-ops that you could be a part of where you all get together as a group, and one parent will take math class and teach that to everyone. One parent might take English and teach all that to everyone, and so on and so forth. And they all do it together. They're in like a setting, like a classroom setting, those types of things. And maybe you just want to wing it all by yourself. That's fine too. So it's completely customizable to you, to your needs, to your child's needs. You can go at your own pace. If your child wants to just keep going and loves to learn, keep going. Why do you have to stop? Just because you've done 180 days of school, if they want to keep going, let them keep going. Encourage it. If they need to back off because they're just struggling in a particular area, back off and let them learn it at a comfortable pace. This isn't a race. That's what homeschooling is all about. You teach the way that they learn so that they can excel and that they will love learning, so that when you are no longer there, they know how to find answers on their own. So that's why we homeschool. This is how we homeschool. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. We will probably do a first day of school video just so you can see what a day in the life of homeschooling looks like for us. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. You can do it. God loves you, and so do I. Bye.